Hi, Wes, Scott from Kane and Scott. Today we're going to talk about how does bankruptcy work? I mean, really, how does it work? Well, the basic concept of bankruptcy is we need to get relief to those people and businesses suffering from overwhelming debt, and yet we need to be fair to creditors. I mean, it's the idea. It's the general broad outlines of a bankruptcy is that we've got to provide relief to a business or an individual, and yet we've got to be fair to creditors. For example, would it make sense to tip off a creditor that, hey, Pete Wilson is suffering from overwhelming debt? Well, his creditors would be all over him and trying to grab assets as fast as they can. Some creditors would win, some creditors would lose. The vast majority would lose. The idea is to prevent that from happening. As soon as a bankruptcy is filed, there is an orderly process to give the debtor relief and to um, uh, liquidate any assets that are non-exempt. That's the second issue. Would it make sense for a debtor to be out, to take all their assets and leave them out in the street penniless? Of course not. They'd be a ward of the state. The state would have to pay their way. When you file a bankruptcy, your assets are either what we call exempt, protected from your creditors, nobody can take them, or they are non-exempt, not protected from your creditors, and the trustee can take those assets. The vast majority of people who file bankruptcy lose no assets. And the end result of a bankruptcy is your liability on these debts are gone, tax-free. Now, in a Chapter 13, the idea is you make payments back to your creditors based upon what you can afford to pay. And then at the end of the plan, whatever's not paid off gets wiped out tax-free. These are the broad outlines of a bankruptcy. When the time is right, when you are ready, reach out to Kane and Scott. You'll be so happy you did. Have a good day.